This is my Dacia Duster 2025 1.2 130 PS 4x4, and yes, I drove it for more than 25,000 kilometers and almost 1 year. So I am back to get my experience, what I like it and what I don't like it of my own car after 25,000 kilometers. When you get a new Duster 4x4, you get the Continental all-season contacts, and lately you get the Continental all-season contacts too. Well, I got the one because this is an early 2025 model, and these tires are okay but not excellent. They actually perform excellent in snow, rain and middle temperature about 25 to 30 degrees. But when you go into the summer region, just like me, where I was all the way down to Greece, well, they tend to actually eat faster the tread, and after 25,000 kilometers I am barely legal at about 3 to 4 millimeters in the tread size. So know that you could actually be pretty fast on changing your tires even before 1 year. That's my experience with this tire that are DOT 2025, and they are already like finished or almost ready to be changed. Being a 4x4, this is a perfect, excellent all-arounder. And what they say about it? Well, we made a complete overlanding tour with my whole family, with the hook up to 4 bikes on the actual tow bar and a roof tent, and going from Croatia all the way down to Greece at about 3,500 kilometers route. So this is a perfect car for doing that. And also the consumption were from 6.5 liters per 1,000 kilometers up to about 8.5 liters per 1,000 kilometers. With the roof tent on, we fully packed with 2 kits and 4 bikes on the tow bar. Well, it survived pretty good. And we shall be talking now about the interior and actually the hard plastics, and what did I expect and what did I get after 25,000 kilometers. After 25,000 kilometers we are seeing a slight wear on this part of the actual door and actual elbow that's actually sitting while I am driving. So this part is slightly wearing out inside of this 1 year usage. Another thing that I had to recall with the warranty was this actual seat, and this actual stitching went off. So they replaced me the complete lower part of the seat with a new stitching, because the stitching that come with the car, with the original seat, got this stitching pretty much torn in about 3 months. So it was the stitch that wasn't good. So they replaced the complete lower part of this seat inside of the warranty. Another thing that I claimed with the warranty were the back parking sensors. They just stopped working, and after maybe a software update they were fine, but I had to go back to the dealer to get them fixed. Another thing that I don't like about this part is the back exhaust. And well, it gets rusty pretty fast, and already in this part in doing a superficial rust thing, and the car is less than 1 year old and 25,000 kilometers. So this should not actually be a problem, but it looks pretty much not okay. Well, I understand this part gets heated pretty much because the 1.2 turbo engine gets a lot of heat on this part, and actually the actual tube is going straight on this part, so this gets pretty well heated. But this should not happen in a car in warranty under 1 year old. Another thing that I don't like about this is the cast iron material used for these parts of the actual suspension. And what does it mean? This is cast iron, and this has to rust to actually get that film protective layer on top. But I really don't like this type of looks in a car under 1 year old. The fourth thing that I had a problem was the back differential. And yes, it was ticking, and it was ticking at a low speed, like 1 tick after 1 second, like doing like tuck, 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 tuck. And well, also I went back and claimed it with the warranty, so probably they changed something in the software or maybe changed some part inside. They didn't do and didn't tell me what did they do, but yes, I had problem with the back differential, and I went on 4 times back to the dealer to fix it. Now it's actually good. Talking about the boot size, it's actually pretty okay. About 420-30 liters is good enough for a family of 2 young kids traveling all the way down to Greece, and I will show you now the video how we traveled and all the actual things that I managed to put inside to get the roof tent going and camp for 21 days. Well, under the actual part is a full spare, so you are having not a problem. If you have a puncture, you will be able to use just the spare. But yes, I use and have a lot of other things to help me out when doing slight overlanding with this car. All the interiors of the car are actually holding up pretty well, and there is no visible scratches all around after 25,000 kilometers. But one thing that I went back to actually get fixed is this AC touchscreen control, and as you are seeing, they didn't fix that at all. So I have to press a couple of times the AC to actually get going, and that's pretty much annoying. Sometimes it works from the first time, sometimes I have to press 3 or 4 times to get the AC going. Well, you can turn off and on the AC from here, but well, it should work if you have a button to do that. So what I really like are the actual pneumatic holder for the hood. So yeah, this is actually much more better than the stick that you have to take out to put it in place. Don't wash your car, it will get obliterated by pigeons. Just to mention, yes, you can put a half-liter Decathlon bottle here without any problem. Also, the bottle fits really well on the passenger side. Another thing that I don't like are these ISOFIX hookup points. Well, they're pretty difficult to reach, and this zipper style, it's really not so nice. Well, it hooks up pretty well, but I rather prefer invisible ones rather than these zip versions. But well, it's a Dacia. And also, these tend to actually go inside for the actual hook belts. So I put an additional release and press connection, so my kids get a simpler and better usage for both of them. I went for the Dacia Extreme spec of this car, and then you get the roof bars that can actually go to the horizontal and vertical line, so you can mount anything without adding any other roof bar extensions. Also, you get all-season contact all-weather tires. It should rather get some much more competent tires, like let's say some Geolanders from Yokohama G15, or some slight much more capable off-road tires, or let's say all-terrain tires, just like the new Maxxis slightly mid-off-terrain tires, or the new General Grabber AS tires that would be perfect for this car. One thing that I don't like about this car are also the seats. Well, they're greatly looking, but that material that it's not actually water penetrable is also non-breathable. So I was really sweating when we get to higher temperatures, let's say in Greece. This is what I'm talking about. They look nice, but they don't breathe. Another thing that I needed to fix was the actual horn. Well, it was not working anymore. It just stopped. And yes, it was the 5th time that I went to the dealer to fix this. So in 1 year of actual ownership, I was 5 times in the dealership to fix stuff on the Dacia Duster. So what do I say about the consumptions? It consumes from 6.5 to 9 liters of fuel per 100 kilometers. And it depends if it's empty, if it's my whole family, if we have a rooftop tent, and also a 4x carrier on the tow bar on the back. But well, I am pretty pleased with the consumption. What I'm not pretty pleased is the actual time that I went to the dealer to fix these little minor and bigger things that happens inside of a 1 year ownership of this car. What's sad about this car is that it's not in production anymore, and you will be asking me, what? Why it's not in production anymore? Well, this 1.2 with the 4x4 system is done. Now you have the electric back version with 154 PS, 4x4 and a bigger battery inside. So the actual back differential is not existent anymore, and the actual multi-link suspension from the back was removed, slightly not so expensive and not so drivable like this car. So this car is much more drivable than the new version 4x4 154 auto transmission and GPL on the back. Yes, you have a gas tank rather than your full spare tire. So take in mind, this car has a full spare tire and a fully lockable rear differential. Well, fully lockable just as an ESP locking system. But in the new car you don't have a differential on the back, but you have an electric motor with 2 gears. And then the complete multi-link suspension is removed for a cheaper version. This is much better in handling and cornering. Well, you get automatic transmission, but I don't mind driving manual also off-road. That was all, driving my car for almost 1 year and 25,000 kilometers. See you on my next one.